Hi, this is Mike with 3G Construction at 955 Lords Hill. A request to come out and give an estimate on painting and some miscellaneous items. Definitely wanted to try to touch up as much as we could to save some money. But I've been here for about an hour and I've went through all the paints that are here and tried testing out a few areas to make sure that I understand what needs to be done to make it look good. You can see this back wall right here. For whatever reason, this wall is just not touching up at all. Typically, even if you have the original paint and you try to touch up, it will show for a little while until it cures. This wall was decent, but you can see the marks. Someone went and spackled all these little areas. Those stand out, and I'm afraid no matter what you do, even if you re-rolled the whole wall, those are probably going to be a little bit noticeable if you look down the wall. This is called a light wall since the light's shining on it, and those are not as forgiving as maybe like a back wall. So I think in this area here, after running some tests on the paint, that wall and that wall will re-roll. I'll try to tune up those little patches the best I can. And then these walls on this side, including the door, which is the same color, all the trim, or at least the doors, are Dover white, which is a common color that they've used in the Springs for many, many years. The hall, that's going to have to be re-rolled. I just don't know how we can make it look good by touching it up. This wall, this big wall here, I think we can make that one pass, including this one. The kitchen, I think we can also touch up. There's a couple little areas that need to be addressed as far as maybe nicks on the corner bead or just a few small drywall repairs. Unfortunately, all the brown downstairs, the darker the color, the harder it is to touch up. It's just not as forgiving. I don't know if you can see that X. And that's pretty standard on coming in a house and seeing how the paints are touching up. And that one, it's just, the dark colors just don't touch up. So unfortunately, I'm going to figure on re-rolling all the dark color with a dark color again. Otherwise, it's probably going to be 3 coats, which it's going to be more expensive that way. These 2 rooms just have so much touch up. We figured on repainting the laundry room and the bathroom. These rooms here, I touched up and it actually blends in pretty decent. Like I said, even if you use the original paint, it's still a little noticeable, but I think it will pass. The color blends in nice. It's a little shiny. I know some tricks I can do to kind of tone that down just a little bit. But you can see someone went and spackled all these holes. There's a lot of them. What I'm going to try to do is the ones that have not been painted over, just get a sponge and wipe those all off. And fill in the holes with a putty instead of a spackle. So I think this room, I touched up a bunch here and you can't really see it. When you get down the side, you can see a little bit right here. But again, I think it'll be good enough. We figured on going and touching up some of the doors that need a little attention. The master, you can see some of the shadowing. I think that wall needs to be re-rolled. And then this one, this is going to be a fun one because all the spackle marks have been already painted over. So we're going to have to figure that out. I think probably the proper way is to scrape these off, try to wipe off as much spackle as we can, and retexture some of these areas and re-roll that wall to make it look decent. Some touch-ups, a lot of touch-up for sure. That wall's getting re-rolled. Some drywall patches. And then the shower, I got a request to re-grout. Unfortunately, what someone did is came in here with a caulking. And did that almost every square inch. They re-caulked everything. Unless you dig all that out, including the grout, and re-grouted it, this one I'm a little stumped. I think what we'll try to do to be efficient with the dollar is remove all the caulking and call it good. I think it'll look good enough. But in order to dig all as far as actually in the joints, to dig all that out is going to be really challenging and expensive. But I think if we get everything off the tile, maybe caulk the insides, re-caulk the insides, I think it'll look pretty decent. That's a tough one. Countertop in the bathroom. Fortunately, there's really only two ways to go. That's to attempt to make a repair. Maybe match some paint and some epoxy. Or replace. Which, as far as the replacement, that could take up to a month to get measured and installed. So that one I'm going to write up something on there. I don't know if you'll make it look perfect, but you can probably make it look decent. Little things to do as far as tightening up racks. And speaking of, I'm going to go back down and show you this coat rack. I have one broken piece there, which I ended up finding this in the garage. So there's two ways to approach this. We can put this back on. Whoops, wrong way, Mike. Put that back on. Or just take this whole thing off, which is probably better just to take it off. Instead of paying to repair it, and it's hard to say if that's going to hold. I would say that would be the best thing if it was mine. That's what I'd do, is just take it off, since it's going to be repainted right there. Basement. Reattach that. The walls actually look pretty clean. Carpet's got a couple seams that show. I went ahead and measured out just the floor area. Stairs look good. Let's see if we can find this type of carpet and price it out. Overall, the paint looks pretty decent. So I'll get everything written up. If you see that I'm missing anything, please let us know, and we'll get everything over as quick as we can. Thank you.